אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו.
The biblical Noah is a tragic figure, because even though he was regarded by the Almighty as a righteous person, yet he was not able to attract other people to his way of life. It took him 120 years, according to our rabbis, to build the ark in which he was going to save himself and his family. And when people passed by and asked him, Noah, what are you doing? So he was saying, God is going to destroy the world. That's why I'm building an ark. Change your ways. But apparently nobody listened to him. In a sense, God made him the new father of mankind, and Adam too. But at the end of the flood, when he was left alone, with the exception of his immediate family, he can't tolerate solitude. He plants a vineyard, eventually produces wine and gets drunk. He cannot face the reality of being the only one that remained alive. A similar figure in the Bible is Abraham's nephew, Lot. He saved himself from the destruction of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. But however, he considers that the entire world was destroyed and he was left alone with his two daughters. He escapes to a mountain. But Lot gets drunk. According to the Torah, one of his daughters gives him to drink because she feels that humanity is going to disappear. Everybody was destroyed. And unless she becomes pregnant, even from her father, there won't be any humanity left. The second daughter does the same thing. Gets him drunk the second night, and she sleeps with him as well. Apparently, Lot could not face the loneliness, being only one in this world with his daughters. Why can't these characters face loneliness? Maybe because they are not exceptional. They don't have a personal agenda to fulfill. They don't have an ideal that separates them from the rest of society, really. Abraham, on the other hand, was willing to break with society, to move away from his parents' home, to leave his city, to go to an unknown destination, because at first God doesn't even tell him where he has to go. Abraham is called Ivri. Ever in Hebrew means one side of water, of the shore. It's as if he is standing on one side of the shore and the rest of the world is standing on the opposite side. He remains alone. Why? Because Abraham doesn't need to get drunk. He has a reason to live. He has a message that he wants to bring to the rest of the world. Abraham's solitude is a reflection of his uniqueness, of his independence and rebelliousness of thought. Abraham knows that he has to stand apart. He doesn't want to lose the originality of his thought, because if he doesn't stay separate, he's going to become part of society in general and lose really his raison d'etre. I know man is gregarious by nature, but that is the rule for most of us. But some exceptional people have to stand apart if they want to retain their ideals without any contagion. Great leaders are probably loners. They maintain absolute concentration on their ideals and do not allow their ideas to be diluted by the influence of others. We find young people, or those who excel in sciences, young people who often lack a social environment because somehow their ideas are not shared or understood by others. Society, in turn, sets them aside because it does not appreciate excellence, preferring the homogenization of its members. They're suspicious of someone who stands out. Society craves uniformity. But great discoveries and breakthroughs are not the result of going with the flow, but rather of questioning the present and looking for a different way to reach a conclusion, a solution to a problem. The Torah in the mouth of the prophet Bilam states about the Jewish people, Am levadad yishkon. The Jewish people reside in solitude, perhaps because they have a goal, a role to fulfill. to bring to the world the dictates contained in the Torah, the ethical rules that allow coexistence in society. They are the bearers, testimony to the Ten Commandments. So let us not be severe with people who have difficulty with friendships, who withdraw from society not out of contempt, not because they think that they're better than you, but maybe because they're exceptional and their thinking is not easily understood by others. You know who was the loneliest person? Probably was Moses, described in the Torah, because he was the one that was closest to God, and he had the great mission of leading the Jewish people into their destiny of eternity.